Hi Wellness Warriors, I'm Melissa with Mental Muscle Wellness, and today I have for you a simple seated hip opening yoga sequence. The sequence should only take maybe 5 or 7 minutes. You can certainly go through it at your own pace once you've learned the poses and the order that they go in. And obviously, as with all yoga, you should do it with your breath, which may be quicker or slower than mine. But this pose sequence is meant to work all directions that your hip opens or moves in. So both frontwards, backwards, and laterally or open to the sides. We're going to hit it all. So to start with, find yourself a yoga mat if you have one. If not, you can do this on just an open patch of floor. You don't actually need any equipment. But find yourself in a nice, comfortable, cross-legged, seated position and bring your hands to rest somewhere on the tops of your thighs or your knees. You're going to want to sit up nice and tall, making sure that your shoulders are stacked nice and square over your hips. And the first thing I actually like to do is a Pilates exercise, but I find that it really helps to relieve tension in the lower back and to actually get the hip joint sort of open and moving and sort of thinking about flexibility. So this is called Hula, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to reach forward with our chest diagonally, first to one side and then the second, and then we're going to sort of open our backs around as we exhale. So on the inhale, you're going to stretch your chest forward, forward, and then sink back and round your lower spine. And then repeat that. Forward, forward, and around. 2 more times this direction. Really notice how your lower back sort of moves, and hopefully you sort of feel the tension relax and release as you go through this exercise. And right here, come back to center. And we're going to repeat that motion, but we're going to start with the second side. So you're going to inhale and reach, exhale and round. Inhale, reach, exhale and round. And 2 more times in this direction as well. And bring yourself back, nice and square, shoulders over your hips. So our first pose here is going to be Cobbler Pose. So from your cross-legged position, you're going to bring yourself so that the soles of your feet are touching each other in front of your body. Now, you can actually help hold yourself in position either at your shins or at your toes, but it's important that you don't grab onto your actual ankle joints. Inhale, you're going to let your knees kind of wobble around upwards. And then as you exhale, you're going to straighten your spine, lift the crown of your head, and press your knees downwards into the floor. And however deep you can press is fine. Today I'm having a little bit of an inflexible day, so I'm a little bit further off the mat than I would like to be, but that's life. And inhale, relax, let your knees come up. If you feel there's a lot of pressure in your hips, go ahead and almost butterfly your knees and let any tension that's in that hip joint relax a little bit. And then inhale and exhale, press your knees back down into the floor. Hold it. And inhale, relax. And again, butterfly your legs if you feel like you need to. And release. All right, from here, I'm going to turn sideways onto my mat so that you can actually see what I'm doing a little bit easier, but feel free to stay facing the screen in whichever way is comfortable for you. So our next posture is a seated forward leg fold. So you're going to bend your left leg so that the sole of your foot rests on the inner thigh of your right leg. And then nice tall lifted posture. On an inhale, stretch your spine with the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, use your hands to walk down your shin, reaching for your toes. Now again, your level of flexibility is your level of flexibility. So if here to the middle of your shin is as far as you can reach comfortably, then that's where you can reach comfortably and work with what you have. I like to tell students, each exhale, make it work for you. As you feel the tension relax your muscles, try and fold forward just a smidgen further. On your next inhale, use your hands to walk up your leg, up to that seated posture. And we're going to swing that right leg around behind us for Pigeon Pose. So Z your legs. And then on an inhale, you're going to roll up over this front shin and allow your hands to balance you, straightening that leg out behind. Exhale, relax the top of your foot down and sink your hips down into the mat. Now again, this position is more than fine if you're comfortable here, or again, if you notice that your hips are very, very tight. However, if you are feeling a little bit more flexible, you're more than welcome to come all the way down to your forearms and rest here in the full Pigeon Pose. All right, from here, flex that back foot, and you're going to use your toe to sort of press yourself up and then come back into that nice Z-legged, relaxed posture. And we're ready to switch sides. So this time your left leg is long, your right leg is bent with the sole of your foot resting on the inner thigh. Single leg forward fold. Inhale and stretch the crown of your head up to the sky. Exhale and fold forward, again reaching for your toes. Again, reach forward as far as is comfortable. And also note that we are doing a second side. Sometimes the second side of our body needs something a little bit different than the first. And that's okay. If you're more flexible on the first or on the second side, work with where your body is at today. Release your hands, inhale and walk slowly up your shin. And again, we're going to swing our front leg back around for Pigeon. So come into the Z shape with your feet. Place your fingertips down on the mat in front of you. Roll up over your shin, straightening that leg behind you. Exhale, release the top of your foot flat and sink your hips down into the mat. If you are up in this balanced posture, a test that I always like to recommend is that you briefly take your hands away. You want to make sure that you can maintain your torso in its normal position so that your arms are just there for balance, that they're not actually supporting your weight. And again, if you feel comfortable, come all the way down to your forearms. From here, flex that back foot, roll up onto your shin and come calmly and quietly back into that Z-legged posture. Again, let your hips relax and release ever so slightly. From here, we are actually going to lay down on our backs. So bring yourself all the way down on your mat with your feet flat on the floor, knees pointing up towards the ceiling. From here, we're going to enter bridge pose. So take a step backwards with each of your feet so that they're tucked in closer towards your rear end. And on an inhale, you're going to press down through your heels and lift your lower back up off the mat. Your goal here is to make a nice straight line from your shoulders all the way down your body out through your knees. And as always, if this pose gives you a little bit of pause because you have neck tension or shoulder tension, you can always place a pillow under your head or under your neck and shoulders to alleviate some of that. Exhale, relax and release down. Take a moment here, wiggle your toes and shake your head from side to side. Let any tension that you did accumulate leave your body. From here, we're going to move to figure 4. So leaving your right foot down on the mat, cross your left ankle over your right thigh, and you are going to almost crunch your body up, reaching your hands around the hamstring of your right leg and pulling in ever so slightly. So inhale and crunch up. Reach your hands, and again, very, very gently pull your legs in towards your chest. What you should feel is a stretch along the outside edge of the hamstrings and glutes of your left leg. Exhale, slowly relax and release back down to your mat. Unwind your legs, and again, take a moment to wiggle your toes, roll your ankles, and shake your head side to side. And now we'll repeat that on the left side. So left foot remains on the floor, right ankle crosses over. Inhale and crunch up. Again, reaching to clasp your hands behind your left hamstring and ever so gently pulling your legs in towards your chest. Exhale, relax and release. Release your feet. Again, take a minute. Shake your neck and your head, wiggle your toes. And then when you're ready, very slowly, using your arms, go ahead and push yourself up to sit. So again, this was a really simple hip opening sequence. And again, you can repeat it whenever you feel comfortable. I hope you find this helpful. And until next time, be well, friends.